Welcome to the Rick H Show. Welcome. Welcome. It feels amazing to be podcasting again. I've done one episode in 2022, and this episode that I'm doing right now wasn't planned. It's spontaneous. It's something that I wrote up. Got a lot of things to share, a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, a lot of changes in my life. So I just felt this is the best way for me to do it. This is therapeutic for me. That's why I decided to continue doing the show. And let's get to it.
You feel that knock? I feel like Rocky in this one, baby. Let's go. Alright, check it. Blast from the past, back from the future. So if I pull the trigger in the past, I know you and your future. I'm still hustling, still hugging the block. The referee to the shit, I'm still calling them shots. I can't be stopped. That's what I told you. I'm living my life like a box of Crayolas. I'm cutting up white, smoking that green. Purple color pens, I'm still making this cream. I'm so sick, check my throat quick. My wrist light up a room like a handful of glow sticks. I'm like spoiled milk, the kids gone bad. Then it's the menace, my pen touches the pad. Niggas is mad, but the ladies is glad. Yo, they rubbing up against me like this nigga is rad. Fucking two divas, drinking on sangria. I got the beam of the color diarrhea. Tire strings on my feet cause I'm so fly. Hopped out the DeLorean, it's Artie McFly.
Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the podcast. It was a couple things going on. It's kind of crazy. So I decided to end the show in December, and then all the other yada yada yada. If you saw the first episode changes, you understand why I came back. My daughter was due to be born February 3rd. February 3rd, yes. And I was waiting and I didn't know if I should drop an episode because literally she was born on a Tuesday, so I would have been supposedly recording an episode on her birthday, actual birthday. So I didn't know, I wanted to wait a little bit, get some feelings, some emotions, some stuff. She was born February 8th at 2:27 a.m. It's my second child. It was. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into it. So I didn't know. Like I said in the first episode, this is gonna be a season where I'm more personal, and you get to learn more about me and my life and what I go through, and you get to meet some of my friends on the way. So season 11 is gonna be about comedy and stand-up comedy and making people laugh and all that. And I have 4 really good comics already booked for this season. Also, shout out to Clayton Williams and Rick Matthews. They have a podcast called Nobody Watches Everything. I recently was on their show. I'll put it in the Instagram or the Facebook. I recently was on their show. We did a Top Gun episode. So basically, the premises of their podcast is they watch films that they haven't seen and God knows how long. And then they jump on the mic for an hour and they critique it. They talk about it. It was a truly fun experience. I've done this twice already with them. I did the Fred. Excuse me. They were gonna be on my podcast on the Rick H Show. Rick couldn't make it, unfortunately, but we all saw Fred Claus, and Clayton and I went back and forth on the film. I don't know what episode or what season that was, But then I was on their podcast recently. Nobody watches everything. Um, Two of the funniest guys you'll meet. Naturally funny. They're both stand-up comics from Buffalo. Shout out to Buffalo. Uh, Check that podcast out because it's very funny. It's gonna entertain you, and you're just gonna naturally fall in love with this guy. Or if you're a huge fan of some of the films that they're watching, I suggest skipping the episode. So we did Top Gun, and they've done an episode. They've done episodes on different films, and I'll listen to the ones of movies that I've never watched, and then I'll watch the movie. That's just how I do it opposite when I'm as a listener because I like to hear the critiques, and then I'll watch and I'll listen to the movie. Um, Very funny. Clayton Williams, Rick Matthews. Um, Nobody watches everything. The episode is the Top Gun episode. I believe they just did an episode on the Disorderlies with the Fat Boys. I'm super excited to listen to it when I get a chance. So yeah, welcome to the Rick H Show. I'm your host Rick Hierro, uh, live from my basement in my newly acquired home. Um, if you do hear some background noise, I apologize for that. The studio is not yet complete, nor have we started the build on it. But my wife was kind enough to say, "Oh, if you want to do your," I wanted an office in her house, obviously, but she suggested that maybe I create a studio for myself, and it's basically what I'm gonna do down here in the basement. But we haven't started the construction on that yet, so stay tuned for that. A lot of things going on. Every day I wake up, I got some new homeowner things to take care of, something to spackle, something to paint, something to change or clean or work up on the house. It's crazy. Um, it really tests your time management skills to the max. Um, so it's not just work around the house. I have a 19-month-old son who's going to be 20 months soon. I have to tend to him. My wife is recovering from labor. I have to help her as much as possible. And then my newly born daughter, who's today's Friday, so she's a week and a couple days old. So it's kind of a lot. It's hard for me to squeeze in some time to create some content. As time passes on and I get used to the schedule, which I'm already used to, I'll figure out a way to do this in a more effective manner for the audience and the listeners. Um, so it's been crazy. She was due February 3rd, and shout out to every woman out there who's gone through the process of having a child. It is not easy. And if men had to give birth, there would be no people in this world, honestly. The first pregnancy with my son was a very beautiful experience. We soaked it all in. I feel like with the second pregnancy, we did soak it in as much, but with buying of the house and being worried about doing a whole bunch of things to get ready for my daughter's arrival, it was a much different experience. It was a different experience in the hospital. A lot of different different stories from the first time. So if you dads out there, I got 5 things you need to know if you're expecting a child. Okay. Let me get my little handy dandy thingamajig, which I can't find now. So I got 5 things you need to know, that 5 tips to prepare yourself on becoming a dad. Number one, right? And this is said so many times. Get as much sleep as possible before your child is born. Honestly, you're gonna need the rest. You're gonna need the energy. You're gonna need everything. the entire labor process and active labor, you're not doing anything. Your wife is. You're just a helpless schmuck in the room, you know. But it's long. It's a long process, and you need to have your energy to support your partner or your spouse to the best of your abilities at that point. As a man, is kind of, I'm not gonna say it's rough because the roughest and hardest thing to do is to give birth, but you feel kind of helpless, and just try to do the best you can. Comfort, with words, with massages, with whatever they need. Just be a helping hand. Be alert and tend to your partner as much as possible. So that's the first thing. Get as much rest as you can. Um, Always pack the bag for the hospital. You need three bags, in my opinion. You need one for yourself, right? You need your newborn's bag. Believe it or not, they need their own bag already. And your wife needs a bag. So those are the three mandatory bags. And I recommend that you also bring a separate empty bag. And I'll tell you why in a second. So for your bag is basically, maybe a magazine, maybe some chips, change of clothing, toothbrush, deodorant. It's really basic for you, because you're gonna assist as much as possible. For the baby, it's a little different. You need an outfit to bring them home. If you want to bring wipes wipes with you to the hospital, you can. It's a ton of stuff that goes into the into the newborn's bag. Swaddles, little blankets, burp cloths. I keep forgetting the name of the one. Whatever. It's the one that goes around the neck. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of it. I'm sleep deprived right now, so take it easy on me. So on your wife's bag, obviously your wife packs her own bag. So those are two things. Get as much rest as possible. Prepare your bags. Um, Try to be, uh, like I said, as alert and as attentive to your spouse as much as possible, and also try to assist the nurses and doctors. So be involved with the whole process. If your wife needs something, or your spouse or your partner needs something, make sure that gets done. Know your spouse's history, if they're allergic to anything, or if there's something that they've had a bad reaction to. So those are some things to really keep in mind. So that's three, right? Get rest, pack a bag, be alert, um, and four, know that you don't know shit. Because you don't. You can read all the books you can. You can take all the advice from people that you can, but you need to take this experience in, take it in, and try to process it yourself, and just learn and enjoy it. Enjoy it as much as possible. We read a couple books before our first child was born for Jonas, and we took some bits of advice, and then some advice from family members and friends and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's your child, and you make the decisions, and you're responsible for this person. Excuse me, I have I don't know what that is. You're responsible for this person, so just be open minded and aware, and know that you don't know shit. And number five, they grow up really fast, so try to live in the moment. Now, in this day and age that we're living in right now, we don't live in the moment. Everybody's got to take a picture of what they're eating, or they got to, post, or they got to put a status update, or they forget about all that outside world. try to enjoy that moment, because when they're babies and they're small and they're newborns, they grow up really fast. I know with my son, it really hit me when he was literally born, and then 4 months later he grew really quickly, and then he was walking, and now he's talking, and so it's just, it goes by pretty quickly. So try to live in the moment. Live in the moment. Pack your bags early. Be attentive to your partner as much as possible. I forgot. Oh, know that you don't know shit. And I forgot my last one. But those are 5 tips from me for any fathers out there that are expecting a newborn. So yeah, my daughter was born February 8th. It hasn't been rough. It's been one rough night, but it hasn't been rough, and I'm gonna tell you why. We've been through the experience already. We had our son. Um, we know kind of like what the schedule is. We've developed a system with our first child that we implemented on our second child. And our second child, my daughter, she's newborn. She sleeps a lot, so that's been very good for us. Um, but we keep her on the same type of feeding schedule. So when they're first born, you're just feeding, changing diapers, and just watching them and making sure that you take care of them and you tend to them. But it's important to put them on a schedule immediately. So it hasn't been that rough. We had one rough night, I would say, maybe. Um, it's been a lot smoother as far as transitioning. But it's a different circumstance because when my son was born, it was at the height of COVID, and I was able to work from home. With my daughter, eventually I'll have to return to work, so I won't be here as much as I was with my son. So I've really been trying to enjoy it as much as possible and as much as I can, because, like I said, it's work. I also go to school full time. I podcast, and I'm a dad. So, and the house, and I also can't forget I'm her husband, and I want to tend to my wife. Like, we're a couple. Just because we have kids doesn't mean we're not a couple anymore. We can't be romantic. We can't. It's a lot to take in. But at the end of the day, you always got to remember to do something that you enjoy, you like, to uh, distract yourself or decompress or whatever it is, honestly. So that's just what it's been like for me. I honestly don't know when I'll be back to a regular Tuesday 8 o'clock schedule on the podcast. Um, it might happen sooner than later. I've already booked a couple of guests for this season. I do not have a full time co host, but Craze Boogie will be on the show whenever. So today he's not here, but then there could be 3 episodes in a row where he is here. So I I haven't made a commitment to someone, and someone hasn't made the commitment to me to be here full time. So it's all on my shoulders. So which is fine. I can deal with it. I can do this on my own. Um, I've been good. I've been good mentally. It's amazing being a dad. It's amazing having a little baby again. I got like this epiphany moment. Again, I had an epiphany moment when my son was born. I had one when my daughter was born. Um, you just remember small things don't matter. Try to enjoy uh, yourself as much as possible. And in this day and age, with social media and everything, I think it's good sometimes to disconnect and be to yourself, and take in life as well. I want to thank a lot of you who have text, called, and emailed me and send me messages. I really do appreciate every single one of you. Um, it's good to hear from the outside world, um, but it's been amazing. It's been good. I've been home now. I have a family of four. I have wife, son, daughter. If you asked me some things I wanted to have on my bucket list, let's say my bucket list, by the age of 40. So I'm a realist, I'm a realistic person. So by the age of 40, I wanted to have my career set. Usually, if you're a person that's switching careers around that time, there's ageism that comes into effect, and it could deter you, or it can stop you from going to whatever you want to do. You just have to persevere past all that shit. But I wanted to be set career wise by 40. Um, that's this. This is what we're doing right now. I wanted to be married. I got married in 2017. Had my first son at 2020. Bought my first house at 2021. And now I have my daughter in 2022. So a family of four, and we have a cat. I don't talk about the cat on the podcast that much. He's an asshole. Um, I'm not a real big pet person. So let me just go into Max real quick. I'm kind of all over the place on this episode. So we have a cat. His name is Max, right? Named after Gladiator. I picked the name. Uh, this was 20. Jonas was born in 2020, so we got Max in 20. I'm gonna say 2019. I could be wrong. So we got Max, and I was excited. We got a small little kid, and I was like, "Oh my god, we got a cat!" My wife has always had pets in her life, always. And we were in our apartment in Queens, and she expressed that she wanted an animal. Um, we both would prefer to have a dog, but in the co-op we were living in, unfortunately, you could only have a cat. So we decided to get a cat. We, I don't want to say we hit the lotto or anything, but we, if you've been to my house or you've met my cat, you know he's an asshole. He's an asshole. He's moody. Uh, doesn't like people. Too many people around him. He's not really affectionate. Um, he's all to himself. I don't know. Maybe he's kind of like me a little bit. Yeah. So we have a cat too. Max. Uh, he's here in the house. He loves the new house. He's got plenty of space to go around the entire house. He thinks he's the king of his castle. He only bows down to my son. Whenever my son's around, he just sticks to the side, lays away because he knows Jonah doesn't play with him. Um, so bucket list so far, just disconnect from this world, this Instagram, social media, Facebook, YouTube type of world, and just assess yourself. And that's what I've been doing the last few weeks, and I just have happy and grateful to be where I'm at this point in time. Um, but there's goals that I want to achieve, and there's things that I want. So I'm not settling. But my bucket list, all those things I said, I wanted them by 40, and I'm very good, very close. I'm going to be 38 in June, so I'm close to acquiring some of them. Um, so I just wanted to give you that tidbit, disconnect social media just because, how they say it's not real until it's on Facebook. If it's on Facebook, it's not real, honestly. If you're doing something because you're like, oh, this picture or this post or this thing is gonna be dope, then don't do it. Do something because you love it. Don't turn into a robot, please. And the algorithms hate you, so you're not gonna win anyway. Just enjoy your life, honestly. Enjoy your life. So let's switch over to let's be honest for a second. I mentioned Kanye in the first episode of the season, and a couple people wrote to me saying, "Oh, Rick, you're being a hater." Blah 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 blah. I'm not. I've actually checked social media for the purposes of seeing of what Kanye was doing today, right? Because it's been annoying for the last 2 months. Every outlet or media outlet has to have a Kanye or Kim story. Whether it's Kim farted in a taxi cab or Kanye was picking his boogers, they have to have a story. It doesn't matter what it is. It's pure bullshit. And now people that aren't even Kanye and Kim are getting put on and getting shined constantly. Like this girl Kanye was dating. I don't know who the hell Julia Fox was, honestly. I still don't. But now she's getting interviewed by all these people just because she dated Kanye. Like, really? Is that man's life so interesting? Is he such a genius? The Netflix documentary came out. I haven't watched it yet. His music was amazing and inspiring to me when he first came out. But now he's just an idiot or a dick sometimes. And I honestly, there was a meme saying, Kanye, get me out of the group chat. Kanye, please, your personal life, deal with that on the side, my brother. Please. Your artistry and stuff you're putting out, things you're working on, that's what you want to project to the world. That's how you want the world. That's what you want to put out there. That's the energy you want to put out there. Your disagreements and fights with your baby mother or your ex-wife or whatever the hell Kim is to him now is not news. And I think the media needs to. The media is also at fault. Um, Leave the man alone. Give him space to have some privacy. That's one. Two, Kanye, deal with your shit privately and just start surrounding yourself with different people, man. Honestly, 'cause you have nothing but yes men around you, and they tell you you can do whatever you want. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If I ever met you and you were like, "Oh, Rick, what should I do now?" I'll give you my honest opinion. Like, bro, I think that it's best if we do this, or you do this, or do this, and keep all that stuff out of. Keep all the negativity and all your personal life out. I mean, you did such a great job when you were coming up as an artist, as a producer, and now it's just like your life is messy and it's out there for the world to see. And I kind of feel bad for you because I know that it's impossible to do, but at the same time you're not helping yourself. So that's my point. On let's be honest, I know I wasn't cracking any jokes today. I was just talking about real life and talking about my personal life, but that's just um, where I want to go with this. I will have, like I said, I booked 4 comics for this season already. And this season is all about comedy, all about having fun, all about having good interviews, all about sharing experiences with each other. You guys getting to know me a little bit better. Um, so get this podcast wherever you can download your podcast. We're on everything: Spotify, Apple, Google, all of them. Anchor, even, I think. So download it. Follow me at Rick Hero. Follow me at The Rick H Show. Download, subscribe, like, share, comment. Email me. I should put my email in there. So if you want to email me something you want to discuss, or you would like to be on the podcast, or anything. If you talk to any of the people that know me, my email's at the bottom right now. Anybody that knows me, I've had outside conversations out of the podcast with specific people who have questions just about podcasting, I don't mind taking a few minutes and talking to you and sharing whatever knowledge I have with you. So, like, share, comment, like. You're on Instagram anyways, so just go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let us know who you'd like to see on the podcast as well. The next episode, I will announce it. What's today? Friday, Wednesday. I'll give you a date. I'll let you know who's going to be on the show and everything like that. The show normally airs Tuesday at 8 o'clock, and that's the time that we'll keep it at. Today it was just catching up with you guys, letting you know what's been going on since my last episode 2 weeks ago. So I want you guys to enjoy your weekend. Have a great time. Do one thing. Be selfish. Do one thing that you truly enjoy this weekend. By yourself. I'm talking about by yourself. Do one thing you truly enjoy this weekend. Be mindful and recharge that battery and get after it on Monday. Get after it every day. See you guys next Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed my honesty. This is how I'm going to podcast from now on, and this is how I'm going to do my interviews.
You feel that now? I feel like Rocky in this one, baby. Let's go. Alright, check it. Blast from the past, back from the future. So if I pull the trigger in the past, it's no you and your future. I'm still hustling, still hugging the block. The referee to the shit, I'm still calling them shots. I can't be stopped, that's what I told you. I'm living my life like a box of Crayolas. I'm cutting up white, smoking that green. Purple color pens, I'm still making this cream. I'm so sick, check my throat quick. My wrist light up a room like a handful of glow sticks. I'm like spoiled milk, the kids gone bad. Then it's the menace, my pen touches the pad. Niggas is mad, but the ladies is glad. Yo, they rubbing up against me like this nigga is rad. Fucking two divas, drinking on sangria. I got the beam of the color diarrhea. Tire strings on my feet cause I'm so fly. Hopped out the DeLorean, it's Artie McFly.